in order for them to move. And this is one of the aftermaths of having political groups amalgamating themselves for the purpose of just capturing power, not for the evolution of the entrenchment of the people's supremacy. In this context, the most important thing you should understand is that it is a progressive phenomenon. It is something we should be happy about, because whosoever does not belong to the correct political leaning is moving towards it. It's a period of realignments. Whosoever belongs to the party that believes in accumulation will naturally move to where he belongs to. And whosoever believes in the party that believes in nation building will naturally align himself towards nation building. So from now up to the possibility of having 1, 2, up to possibly 3 months, you will see this gale of defections. This is just a beginning. You will see it. People will naturally move to different parts, essentially because the ruling party, as headed by President Muhammadu Buhari as the president of under the platform of the ruling party, had decided that it will entrench fight against corruption, it will entrench the spirit of nationalism, patriotism, discipline and nation building as enshrined in section 15 of the constitution. So that is the reason why whosoever is not feeling comfortable with either the policies of the party, with other the policies of the government, you can see even the national chairman of the APC that says nobody is above the party. Everybody, whether you are a minister, whether you are a governor, even the president of the federal parliament, should subject himself to the hegemony of the party if we really want to evolve political development in Nigeria.
And I think you have laid a good background for this conversation, right? And I'd like you to look at it from this point of view. In a typical democracy such as ours, what could make a person voted under a platform of a party, occupying a position of authority, move perhaps, close to election, and it is becoming a practice of, that is not witnessed in other climes?
It is because of the brazen ignorance of the political power players. They believe that getting power is the ultimate. It's not so. The fundamental function of political party number 1 is education of the electorates regarding the rights and their privileges, for them to know that they are the prestigious landlords of political setting. The citizenry must be the ones to drive the engine. Before this time around, the system of political activities in Nigeria is from the top to the bottom. In other words, this of little get system whereby one person will go with his money back and galvanize the interests and aspirations of all the delegates towards his own favor. But now that it is a change completely. If you want anything, go back to your grassroots. Go back to your polling ward, go back and become registered. This will even strengthen the political parties, because this will make people go and register. You don't even have membership register in the political parties in Nigeria. You don't even have sitting standard manifesto stockless of ideology. They are using it like the Maoist system in China, whereby, for example, if you take the case of PDP, from the time President Obasanjo entered into power, everybody was moving to Obasanjo. Even if it's party meeting, they go to the state house to hold party meeting, which is wrong. It is in the party's office that you should go and hold party. And at the same time, it shouldn't be hero worship under a particular unicentric leader who has been produced by the party. And that is the reason why the moment President Obasanjo left the party, it flopped down. Until now, that because of the stringent policies of unadulterated commitment to entrenchment of fight against corruption, entrenchment of a robust and strong virile economy, and entrenchment of people's supremacy by President Buhari, then people are now saying that, okay, we will not be able to manipulate the polity anymore. In other words, let us go back to where we belong to. So it's a good omen that people are moving to where they naturally should belong to.
Exactly. Okay, now, let me ask you this question. Now, what is your thought about the issue of godfatherism, quest for material wealth, and the political positions, which of course the gladiators refer to as the juicy positions of authority? What's your take on this as a factor, that may determine one's decision, to leave the party that he has served for?
Yes. For us to change that particular perception, we need to really go and really realign and get the parties completely corrected. For example, there is no reason whatsoever why I should even pay for a party ticket because I want to contest. There is no reason why. From that is the beginning where we lost it, where we will now dictate that whosoever wants to contest under the platform should buy a particular form at so millions of naira. And the second reason is that one money bag will come during conventions and say he has paid for all the contributions that are supposed to be made by the white people at the grassroots level. He will now, by the time he now do that one, and now decided to buy the whole of the forms for the political offices, as a result of which he will now allocate it to his cronies. He will now be the one to be dictating. That is the reason why we have evolution of political merchants in Nigeria, which is too bad for the democracy in Nigeria, because they are pressurizing the masses to the extent that democracy has now become the game of winner takes all. They now bring out money to finance whatever. The political parties should, as much as possible, try to be independent, should evolve the strengths from the party, from the people, and at the same time, government should abhor from giving grants to political parties. There is no reason why grants should be given to political parties. Let them be allowed to naturally evolve. Those that do not have standard ideologies, standard principles for the entrenchment of development based on the people's design should quit naturally and fizzle out in the polity.
Now, some observers are also of the view that the development could be injurious, to the ruling party, while others say it will not. In your calculation, will this kind of movement affect the ruling party?
It will not affect the ruling party, because all these gladiatory movements are at the top level. And the ruling party is stable because its own followership across the board is unprecedented. You have never seen somebody whose loyalty and akin to spirit. People are taking it like spirit, the followership of Muhammadu Buhari. It is the Muhammadu Buhari factor that will not make any defection have any adverse effect on the ruling APC, because people are determined to follow him to whatever level. People are determined to follow him no matter how, because of the unadulterated quality he is built in as a man of integrity, as a man of the entrenchment in belief in the human supremacy of people's will, and as a man who believes in probity, and as a man who believes in quality, and as a man who believes that Nigeria should move forward. And that is the reason why even international community, they are looking upon the leadership of the man to galvanize this thing. Last week, ECOWAS has now decided that he is the chairman of the ECOWAS. Recently, the African Union decided to make him the anti-corruption man of the year 2018. The International Criminal Court singly call him to come and join them in celebration of their anniversary as the only leader in the world to be so invited. There was a time something very fundamental happened immediately when President Buhari got elected. That time, President Barack Obama visited Kenya. President Uhuru Kenyatta now begged him and pleaded that your ancestors are from this part of the world. Why can't you assist us so that we develop? President Obama told them that the only yardstick for me to assist you upon is democracy. What is the quantum of your democratic progression? He said there is somebody there I will give you who is number 3 most cleanest person in the world. I am about number 40 something, but that person is more than me. If you can get close to him, you get whatever inspiration, whatever guidance, whatever parenthood you will need. And he said, who is that person? He said, the newly elected president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. So we should appreciate the asset God has given us.
Thank you indeed. We're about to round off this conversation. But it's becoming more interesting than ever. But let me ask you this. Now, administration of the party machinery has also been blamed for this kind of movement. That's with respect to the issue of internal democracy, obeying the rule or obeying the applying the rule of law in party administration. Has this played a role in all of these scenarios?
It has played a role because it